Hi everyone, I'm Nancy and I'm doing these tapping videos as a part of my own healing journey after experiencing a shock separation after 20 years of being with my husband. So I'm hoping that by doing this, if you're here, firstly, you'll know that if you're going through this as well, you are not alone. And there's so many people going through the same thing. And also if you tap along, you might get some of the borrowed benefits of this. Not a licensed practitioner. This is just part of my own healing journey. If you feel that you need extra help, please do get external support because you are responsible for your own mental health and well-being. So with that said, my tapping session today is about just really giving myself permission to acknowledge that this whole situation feels so deeply unfair. And I don't want to turn out to be bitter, but it's just working through these feelings, respecting myself for having these feelings, knowing that I don't need to minimize what's happened or pretend that I'm not angry or convince myself that everything is okay. And I can recognize that this feels unjust, whilst also choosing not to become bitter. So just honoring my feelings, releasing what I no longer want to carry, and trying to really move forward with dignity, self-respect, and an open heart. Okay, I'll start tapping on the side of the hand. Even though part of me is deeply angry because this feels so unfair, I allow myself to acknowledge that feeling instead of pushing it away. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't understand why I have to experience this, and part of me feels that I deserved better than this, I give myself permission to feel hurt, angry, and disappointed without letting those feelings consume me. Even though I cannot change what has happened or make it fair, I honor the part of me that knows that this wasn't what I deserved. And I choose to release this pain a little at a time while keeping my heart open to my future. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, moving to the tapping points. This really doesn't seem fair. I don't think I deserve to be put through this. I didn't choose this ending. I didn't choose this pain. I didn't choose to have my life turned upside down. Part of me is so angry that this happened to me. Part of me wants someone to acknowledge how unfair it feels. And I give myself permission to admit that this feels unjust. I'm allowed to be angry. I am allowed to feel disappointed. I am allowed to feel hurt. I am allowed to think this wasn't fair. I don't have to make excuses for what happened. I don't have to pretend that I'm okay with everything. I don't have to rush to forgiveness. I can acknowledge the injustice without becoming bitter. breath in and out. I release the pressure to find a reason for everything. I may never understand why this happened. I may never get the answers I wanted. I may never receive the acknowledgement I deserve. I can't change what has already happened. I can't make the past fair. But I can choose what I carry forward. I choose not to let this experience take away my peace. I know I deserved better. I deserved honesty. I deserved respect. I deserved consideration. I deserved to feel secure and valued. I deserved to have my feelings matter. It is okay to grieve that I didn't receive everything I deserved. I can honor that truth without allowing resentment to become my identity. Deep breath. And out. I release the need for life to give me the justice I want before I can be happy. I release the need to keep replaying what happened. I release the conversations I keep having in my head. I release the wish that things could have been different. I allow myself to stop carrying someone else's choices. Their actions are not my burden to carry forever. I choose to take my energy back. I choose my peace without pretending that what happened was okay. I can acknowledge that it was unfair and still move forward. I can be angry and still choose peace. I can be disappointed and still have hope. I can grieve what happened and still create a beautiful future. I don't need bitterness to prove that I was hurt. I don't need resentment to validate what I experienced. I can honor myself by letting go of what I cannot change. I know it wasn't fair, but I refuse to let it steal the rest of my life. All right, nice deep breath. And out. So just knowing that I can release what has happened and also acknowledge that this feels deeply unfair, but without carrying the unfairness into my future. I release what I cannot change, and I'm choosing to take my power back, and I choose to create a life that feels peaceful, meaningful, and mine. So I hope that tapping session helped you. Just check in with yourself, see if any other feelings or emotions came up during that session, and I would definitely recommend tapping on those. Don't be judgmental of yourself for your thoughts and your feelings. Be kind to yourself. And I think just acknowledge the fact that you're here, you're being proactive with your healing journey, you're doing amazing. I hope you have a good day.